Alright. One of the things that maybe I can try to get you to understand in a way is like if you pour a driveway with this concrete, the mix, now we'll say like a driveway, they're going to be anywhere from an inch, to hell, it depends on what it is. An inch thick to beyond that. But the whole thing is when they are pouring this, and by the way, it all comes from the quarries, which is broken down from the structure that's been destroyed and melted. So it's very weak. That's why they crack. So the foundation, we're just focused on like a driveway. And we're looking at our lives, okay? Because I'm going to try to bring in an impression or an imprint to your subconscious. And I'm going to relate it to when it's poured like a driveway. Most people will go, hey, go get your children and come out here and tell them to put their hands in or their feet. And then you draw the date on there. Okay, well, what you see when it dries, that's going to be an imprint. That's going to be an impression. And that's going to be the average person's subconscious. And if you can understand as a child, the occipital lobe is imagination, and the cerebrum, which is memory, they grow together. So what the child sees is imagination grows and becomes an imprint. It becomes an impression. The same way that you're going to see a driveway with an impression of a child's whatever. But that is an image, and that's an impression. And there is millions of them in the back of their subconscious, and they don't understand that. And until you can understand that, what you have to do is you have to shatter the foundation that you cannot get past. You understand? And the foundation needs to be built on what's up there and what's in there. Okay? And the unseen. Your foundation has been built on the seen, which is the material world. Your impressions from birth. Everything you've ever seen has been materialistic. You live a mechanistic lifestyle. It's a mechanical lifestyle built around brands and corporations and impulses. Impulses you hear and see drive you in the direction that you're going. Your blood mainly. So when we can understand that, then you're going to start making some major leeway with yourself, because the driveway, a physical driveway, is mixed with shit that was melted and destroyed, that was very well built from a mirror image of up there. And now that shit's built into the driveways to make money. You understand? So when you destroy the world, you're always going to have these resources because you create this materialistic world. You'll never understand that. So the foundation also represents this Ahrimanic being foundation of these careers, and these degrees and these fake educations. Because when you look at your world, okay, in this box right here, that's going to be careers, universities, huge churches, TV, movies, and all that shit. AI. And that's where everybody is. And until you can do this, until you can get out of that, this square right here that y'all are inside of is that driveway. That's very fucking poorly poured, mixed. So you have to shatter the box. That's a cube too. It's a satanic cubicle is what it is. And when you key in satanic, either cubicle or cubicles, it's singular or plural, I can't remember. but even in Black Magic Gematria, it's 666. Because see, not only does this box represent this cube, Saturn, but it represents a cell. And everybody's within this cell right here. And within this cell is their houses. And those houses are connected with impulses. Okay? Black magic impulses. Which has to do with what you see over and over in repetition until you can shatter that driveway, shatter your subconscious, and get the fuck out of it. You're going to be in it. Then that means what you are is you're these little entities that does not have a soul or a spirit. Your thinking is dull. You understand? It's influenced through this. And if we do an inventory of what you've inputted, we can prove it. Do you understand what I'm saying? What's in there, your driveway is this. Okay? Which is not real. Not until you can get out, that's going to be inside of there. Get out of there. Your faculties and senses have been developed inside in here. You know, listen to this. You'll feel real stupid if you can get out of it. Copernicanism. Okay? You know, they're going to teach that the sun, it doesn't move at all, yet it rises and sets. Do you understand? Okay? What they teach us, not just here in America, but everywhere, they teach the lowest of fucking common sense and critical thinking. Do you understand what I'm telling you? If you can't see that, then you're fucking ignorant. They're going to teach you, that's the black magic of it. It's ludicrous. But yet we're going to say it doesn't fucking move, but it rises and sets. So it's a contradictory. You understand? But that proves that the images, the foundation, the driveway of the subconscious of the images over and over and over and over and over and over a space, all this shit that's your foundation. It's images, movies, kids' meals. And the occipital lobe in the brain grows into that shit as a concrete reality, and it's truthfully, it's an Ahrimanic demon. So the host, which is us, put a G on it, and what is it? Ghost. See, this is a medium. So wouldn't the driveway be a medium? You're going to pull up and park on it. Yeah? You understand? So this is a medium. You're sitting here uploading, just channeling shit. So the driveway in you is shit. It's this. That's your subconscious. It's shit. The imprint since you've been put in here is billions of images now, tones and sounds that's made by man. You've never had anything natural put into your eardrums. And not that. You have no idea. The unseen created this. The unseen created that. That out there is truthfully a driveway that they destroyed it and melted it, but it's still there. So they can't fucking just get rid of it. So they're, to create this monetary system, they got to create quarries and all this shit to, give people jobs, these dumb goy. And then to always have resources and sell the shit in their fake fucking, Lowe's and Home Depots and shit. And, just repeat commercials. And then here's this impulse goy, fucking don't even know they're in black magic. That's what I'm saying. This, until you shatter this, that what you're inside of, which is this. Listen. In here, the average child is going to have 20 fucking thousand hours of Black Magic Disney uploaded by the time they're 18. 20 fucking thousand hours. Plus video games and You know, all this fucking violence in there and shit. Just crazy. Blame, TikTok, Instagram. They have literally grown into all that shit. They're little children at 18 and they're going to go work for these huge structures and be health fucking professionals, experts. Y'all are goddamn crazy as fuck. These goy that they've created. Does that make sense? Do you see in there, you get to go, no, didn't listen to you. I'm fucking just went to school for a year. I'm an expert. And that's who they fucking created. The dumbest fucking human beings ever. That's why it's hard for me to do a video, because some few of you out there know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's crazy. The impulses that these humans have through AI, fuck. And they've made it now to where it doesn't matter what they fucking put through their news bullshit. These stupid goy have been under the influence generationally through this fucking black magic medical industry, generational in their blood. So all their blood is literally, it's what I'm saying, their pineal gland, it ain't there. The connection's not there. You can call it cloning, I don't give a fuck. Call it mass human production. But it has to do with Saturn. And when you go way the fuck back, eggs have to do with Saturn. And then you can get into whatever the fuck they want to do with these statues and dolls with eggs all over them. That represents the same shit in the Matrix when he's sitting in that little pod. And that fucking AI comes up and grabs him and all them tubes come off. That's what that represents. Listen, a few of us are lucky. There's something still in there that's connected. So when you really look at this, and you, most of y'all won't be able to see it. A few of you can, but I'm giving it to you. And if you listen to this, you'll be able to see it on the other side. Okay, they created human beings into AI. Ever since they taught us how to read their alphabet. Ever since they taught us how to read their alphabet. That's to read the headlines, and then black magic magicians write these fucking bullshit, and it's gray and black. And left hand magic is gray and black. And then that way these goy, you know, the monetary systems come in, the generational, you know, we're going to have retirement, all this. We got a bread route, we got milk route, we got chip route, we got all this going, we got vehicle going, they're setting it up. They're setting up the blood to be connected to their cell towers. So, you know, the ether is the air, you know, about the power we had before this fake electricity that they have. So these goy have been literally inside for generations. And we can go through 3 or 4 generations and pull out hundreds and fucking hundreds of trillions of images. And see, they go across with that shit. That's the thing is. See, in order to create this moon sphere, Steiner talked about it. The rest of them really fucking don't know, but the other ones did. It's funny because when you research enough about all that shit over there in Germany, man, listen, Steiner and them had all that shit going on because Jesse's new in time. They're just going to wipe them out. You know, but you had them Jesuit fucking magazines coming out over there. And then they started going at him, conditioning the community, you know, they're fucking Satanists and all this because they control the communities. That's what they do. And he said what they're doing is they're fucking pulling these fucking spirits into this realm. And it's in their movies. It's in their fucking cartoons and their Netflixes. You got to know how to read it. You got to know how to read this world for what it is. It's Saturn. Look. I sat down today, and I'm just going to give you an example. This might be backwards, but one's movies and one's songs or some shit. Yeah, one's movies and one's songs. Because we're going into Saturn. It's very serious. Pitch Black, Meet Joe Black, Men in Black, Black Mass, Black Rock, The Black Hole, Black Death, Black Beauty, Black Stallion, Black or White, Black Hat, Black Coats, daughter or something, Meet the Blacks, Black Dragon, Black Panther, Fade to Black, Black, Blue on Black, Fell on Black Days, Black Knight, Black Dog, Black Friday, Black Math, Babies in Black, Beatles. Beatles has to do with some crazy shit. Paint in Black, Back in Black, Black Hole Sun, Man in Black, Men in Black, or whatever, Johnny Cash, Black Magic Woman, Fleetwood Mac, Men in Black. You know, you got and see, that's what they represent, okay? To give you an idea of the generational impressions that you're up against. Any pastor and anything that you see wearing black, that's Saturn. So, I mean, there ain't nothing else we can say. And instead of trying to understand and try to, you know, look into what we're talking about, that's what we said. Your driveway is shit. You can't go beyond that weak ass foundation that you have of weak impressions of fake images, sounds, and tones from day one. You can't do it. And if you did, then you fucking wouldn't know what to do, because you would go, hey Google, and that's who you are. Do you understand? That's fucking bad. But that's how it is. You know, but listen, I did a video a long time ago about it. It's not just looking into Steiner's work, but some of the other stuff because I mean, once you get deep enough, it's all the same. It's all the same game players. Blavatsky, Steiner, you know, Regarde, Crawley, you know. But that's all print. That's what I'm saying. That's writing and shit, which has to do with materialism. And it's funny because I was doing some research or just studying and listening. And, you know, a clairvoyant, that's what some of you don't understand. When you cut this world off and you're shunned, you're an outcast. You're out of that caste. You understand that? You're out of that shit. So, you know, but this sphere that they're bringing in, okay, now they're bringing in all these hosts, these ghosts of Ahriman that they, you know, in the middle of 1800s, like 1840 to 1841 to 1879 is 38 years, because 38 is a big number, and it has to do with the zodiacal increments up there, because what's going on with me has to do with that. So I know it's real. And, you know, you can say that the Catholic Church, but I mean, it's controlled by a very dark hidden entity that has connections to the other side, like a telephone. They had created these black magic magicians for fucking generations, you know, because what had happened in the 1500s, there was an echo on the other side between big boys, hierarchy, like me and you know about. And then that echo is here. That's what the Reformation and all that shit was about. The other side. Listen, what you see ain't nothing compared to how real the other side is. And that's the thing is when you bring these mentally challenged Saturnian spirits into this world that's been stuck, you know, because each time we evolved, you know, our foundation is stronger, and that's why they've confused the shit out of us. And they've stayed behind. They're mentally challenged. The soul and the spirit is. The physical makeup looks like me and you. That's the intellectual, the memorization mind. You can't fucking talk to that demon. And that's what I'm saying. That's why this was pushed so big, because they're clumsy. So once they get the mind young through the images and all that, they program them and they're fixed. And then they get everything in this fucking world because they've been in darkness. They've been in darkness. And then that's why it's so easy for this thing to just take whoever out, because that's what they do, man. There's a shit ton of fucking shit goes on with like sacrifices and shit, big time. And I can't really do a video on it. I need to get a website to where I could just unleash fucking immortal chaos and let y'all know this is what's going on. Like, this is what they do in the structures. This is what they do to offer up a person to control a congregation and for them to harvest their emotions through a death. And then to fucking harvest that soul that went over, and then eventually harvest all those fucking souls, and then to sell that shit in there and where a mask gets shot and all that. I'll scare the shit out of you. Because you'll look around and you'll know your family or friends or somebody will be that one under major black magic. Obedience to another level, compliance. They cannot fucking get out of what they're in. They don't have it in them. That's what I'm saying. They can't. When human anatomies are generationally, go through a chemical process of what they force us to eat and drink, then you can't have it. And those of us that have, we're the very few left before it bleeds into this shit that you see in their bullshit, to where the world's all one mindset. You say a cuss word and money's coming out and all this, so obedient, and they're just gonna have fun. That's what they've done. This thing loves it. And see, the more energy that's created about division and shit, because it's all it is black magic. It's all math. And see, the more anger, that's in this realm, then the more it's going to absorb into us, because they've blocked us, our field of the magnetic field with the rubber and everything, asphalt and all that shit. Kept you inside so you don't have nothing. You understand? And then also too, what you don't know is that animals, even plant life, if they don't live the full life like they're designed to do, then they have spirit. And yes, it goes back to the spirit. But the life that the plant didn't get to live, however it goes out, if it's in a bad way, then that force stays here. Just like with an animal, if it gets hit by a car, like around here, is deer all the time getting hit, and armadillos and everything. Okay, the spirit, the group soul spirit of that animal goes back to the other side, and to where we'll be. Okay, but the harm done to that animal, which would be, yes, it is an accident, but you should never. Vehicles are man-made. We had better shit. So the harm done through the invention of that and creation of everything that we're in the process of hurting that animal in that way, that energy, that force stays here. Should make sense. And truthfully, these fast foods and all these places, if you're going to eat meat, you need to be selective, because, see, these animals are not living good lives. So when you just raise them to slaughter, then that's spirit. And so you consume the spirit of that animal, whether it lived a good life or not. You absorb it. And it's no shit. It's in the blood. So you understand, that's why they say it's the Lord's chicken. It's like, no, but not the good one. Jesus would never, ever. Now they just drive around everywhere showing you, what you're eating, because they do around here, because the chicken houses are everywhere. And I'm just saying, the impression from birth is. And then you'd say, I don't want to know about how it goes down and it's like, it's about making money. So you got to understand, all the harm done to every bit of that stays. And then they eat a fucking spirit that's pissed off, been raised in a cage to make money. And then they're drinking chemicals on top of it in there, and it's just, that's not how you were designed. But yet, remember, you're in that box, you're in that cube, that right there. So, all right, I got to get something to eat. I just wanted to share that with you. I love you.